guys, thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Inspired. Today I'm here back with Tracy.
Hi.
Myself and Sasha.
Hello. Sponsor us. Alani, thank you so much.
Alani. Red Bull.
And Red Bull. We'd rather have, no, I'm sorry. We'd rather not have either one. Both of them. Cut that part out, please, Ben.
Nah, leave it in there. I'm just kidding. Today I want to talk real quick about Tracy's eyebrows.
Let's do it.
How are your brows
Jamie.
feeling?
Right now?
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Yeah.
What'd we do
The
to 'em?
stinging finally wore off, so that's good.
They were juicy today.
Yeah.
Were they? That's
Yeah.
good, because
Yeah.
Juicy's good. We need Juicy to pull all that pigment
Yep.
out, because before when we did it, they weren't all that juicy.
Your brows didn't look so, is it asymmetrical? Is that the right term? When they're not symmetrical, right?
Yeah, symmetrical is they're the same asymmetrical
They
as
look
they are not.
very asymmetrical right now, so I'm
They
glad
do?
we did another session of removal.
Great, so I've just been running around promoting cosmetic tattooing for brows with mine all wonky.
I couldn't see
Awesome.
him. So she came and started getting lightning sessions. We've been using Lift, and they were gray today when I saw her. So last time I saw you, it's been a few months.
Yeah, probably October.
Yeah.
Yeah.
October. And what are we in? March.
March.
March. So today when I saw you, they were blue.
Yeah, you said that.
So maybe we could put her before and afters, like her journey so far on the screen, so everybody could see what they look like now. But
Yeah, so if you're listening, go to YouTube so you can see the photos.
yeah, good idea. And yeah, so I think this will probably be your last session of lightening. So why are we lightening your eyebrows?
Because like 12 years ago, I had my brows done, but it was microblading. I probably was not a great candidate for it. And I haven't had anything done besides the microblading. So just really deep pigment. Shape is not great. I think that needs to be fixed, but you couldn't see the hair strokes either. And you really couldn't after it healed. They all
I
blurred
was
together.
gonna say
and,
it's wild because it looks like you had a powder brow that just shifted into something crazy.
And it never really, I mean, it was a fully microbladed, like manual microblading. Like, because back then, nano wasn't a thing, and really that's all they were doing. And permanent makeup was.
You said a few things like microblading you said it wasn't good for your skin type. What's that even mean?
Well, because I have oily skin, and so it just doesn't heal well in the skin, right? So it causes the hair strokes to blur out. And so again, probably, I don't know, maybe it was just a newbie rookie mistake on the person that did it, or didn't care, didn't whatever, or that was like all they offered. But I should have never had it done in the first place.
I was about to say that. I feel like early on when microblading first came out, that was the only technique too that a lot of people learned, and so that's what they went with. So everybody that came into the studio, that's the service that they offered to the clients. They didn't know any better.
And that's literally what it was. That's all that was out there. Same with the eyeliner, they were doing it manually, with a hand tool.
That's so crazy.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah.
How long ago did you get your brows done?
So it's been like probably 10 years,
Okay.
10, 12 years. But then every 3 months for the first year, that artist would have you come back and she would do a touch up. So every 3 months for the first year was having a touch up. Now,
Every 3 months?
yeah. So I think
Crazy.
I'm like, that's no.
But
right?
again, you don't know what
Yeah.
you don't know, right? So
Yeah.
now, being in the industry, I'm like, oh gosh,
How much scar tissue do I have in there?
and I do. I mean, you were
Yeah.
up there working, so I do think there is definitely some scar tissue, especially at the top of the arch, whatever. But I also was not a great I should have been putting SPF on them, and I'm just owning my shit. So I didn't. I never did. But also because it healed funky, and so I always had the attitude if I'm just out in the sun, whatever,
It'll just fade them.
yeah. No, that shit's in there. Didn't just fade them. So
and I heard a couple things along the way when she was talking was, the pigment's deep, right? So a lot of the misconception with when you're doing lightening procedures, because you're learning lightening with Lift, but a lot of times people think that you need to go as deep as what the pigment actually is in the skin, and you don't need to go as deep. You just literally, our goal is to open up the skin to get that blood flow, because the blood flow is what's actually gonna excuse me, the solution going in the skin's forming a magnet. The pigment gets stuck in between, right? And then it lifts it up and out. So we just need the skin open to get that solution down in there to get that effect to happen, to then lift it up and out of the skin. But
yeah.
So you never want to go deeper just because you think the pigment's deeper, because I think a lot of people think that that's what you have to do.
Yeah.
Is to do that. But Yeah. So I all the time tell people, I'm like, just yesterday I was on the board. Somebody tagged, not a learning board. It was some other like local Las Vegas board, but somebody was like, oh, Amber, this, that, and the other. And the girl was asking for microblading. So I went in and I'm like, oh, like microblading, like make sure it's good for your skin type. Like you want to set up a consultation. We can go over all the different styles of brows because there's so many different, I went into the whole spiel and I was like, because it might not be good for your skin type. And then bam, here we are with Tracy. And it's like she said, she had oily skin, so you can't expect those strokes to stay crisp and oily skin, like, right? Like
No,
you put them too close
doesn't.
together,
Yeah,
they blur together, so then that's when you end up with a more solid filled-in eyebrow.
Yeah. Which is what happened to me. I mean, a combination of, bad skin, not being a good candidate, strokes probably being too close together, all the things that,
Yeah. And it's like with lightening too, I think another, like we see it all the time. It always comes into the studio. Like we're always lightening eyebrows, but it's like we don't need them completely gone. But if I look at you, it's like I can see this one. You see in this one, it's on the front. It's so much thicker.
do you need
On the side, yeah.
Yeah.
Like see in the front of that one,
Yeah.
like it's so much thicker. So it's like if we need something completely gone, I was telling Tracy earlier, I don't really like that, but they were so light before we did this lightening session that I think we'll probably be able to redo them after this. I'll be able to rework them.
Okay.
But if I ever have to remove something these days, yes, I've done it, but it takes so damn long. Whether you're going to do laser or lift, it's just a process, and most people are not patient enough for that process. So I tend to stay in my lane and just choose the lighten things that I know I can rework. That because you don't need if you're going to rework it, you don't need it completely gone. You just need to lift enough of that pigment up out of the skin to where then I can replace it with new pretty pigment is how I explain it to people. So if they're a soft gray, then I can just color correct them.
Have you ever had anyone say, I want them completely gone?
Oh, yeah.
And how many sessions?
I had one just recently. Actually, I just shared it again recently because it was like probably the most extensive one I've done. And she was with me, I want to say like 8 sessions.
Okay.
So you're talking heal. So a session, she has to heal 8 weeks. Then a session, I mean, you know this. And then they have to heal 8 weeks. And then a session. And then they got to heal 8 weeks. So she was with me forever and ever and ever.
Yeah.
I've had 2. Have I had more than that? I've probably had more than that. I have a really bad memory, but I have 2 that are coming to mind right now. Her and one other one that was microblading that she wanted to completely remove them and never have her brows done again. And I did do that one too, and we got them completely gone.
Okay.
And hers was only like 4 sessions, but if you think about it, like one was with machine work and one was, and it's not saying machine work's bad by any means, but one was like really packed in, really solid fucking deep. Whereas a microblading, yes, it was too deep, but a microblade can't implant, it just can't physically implant just the way it actually works and puts pigment into the skin. It can't place as much pigment into the skin. So of course that's why that one came out a little bit easier.
Because of the technique used.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, and I mean, determining factor, like what Tracy's saying, she's had her brows done every 3 months or how many years?
every 3 months.
So it's like you're thinking
year.
like you're layering. So that's microblading, but you're layering in so many different sessions.
Yeah.
So then now you got a buttload of pigment in there because you did it that way. But the actual movement of the microblade is just only putting one little strip of pigment in the skin.
Sorry, this is a dumb question, but like, okay, so they're going back to do another session. You have to be perfect over that line, right? Because if you're not perfect, you're making those lines thicker, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
So that's another reason why it wouldn't be good for most people.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, you could space them. What you could do, what I would do, is just space them out a little bit further apart, and then you could like branch some hair strokes in between the healed ones and do it safer that way. But yeah, unless you're going to go nail each one of those directly on top, you're going to make it fatter.
So over time, you're just, if they're not perfect with it, it's getting thicker.
Or if your angle's off, if your angle of your needle's off just slightly, it pushes it under, like here's your line, but it's pushing it one way or the other underneath the surrounding skin.
So you got to have a steady, perfect hand almost. Oh, dang. Yeah.
But yeah, it's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, you're really good.
I
But
love
you're using a
lining
machine,
stuff.
though. Like, that makes sense to me. I don't know why.
Yeah, I've never microbladed, but I've always just done nano.
So
and I think it's easier to control the depth with the machine, too. than the hand tool.
I think I just
It's hard
feel
to control the depth with,
I could feel how that would be a thing. Yeah. I don't know if Amber already asked you, but so what's the goal with your brow? So you just want a new life to them?
Yeah, I mean, there's some things that we need to change, so we're just trying to lighten them enough so she can, change the shape a little bit, and then, I'm just gonna, I say convert, but I mean, it already kind of converted itself, but I'm gonna go with more of a striking brow, and then she'll change the shape and tweak whatever she...
So we probably could have attempted like I've color corrected some crazy shit and people would disagree with me and say you shouldn't do that, that they need to be removed. We probably could have color corrected hers.
Okay.
Don't kill me. But for ideal results, and she's somebody that she's going to be patient, like why not go through and lighten some of that out there? Because if I color correct at the level of saturation she was at, then the likelihood of that gray coming back in the future to bite us in the ass is way more likely than if I take some of it out. Like if I bet after the session, then we color correct, we'll probably never see that gray come back again. Okay. So why continuously keep battling that gray if I don't have to? I'd like to take some of it out to then make room for a prettier color for a longer lasting result. So that way I'm not constantly color correcting and constantly having to put so much more color in that guess what? Then it's going to lead to us having to remove them because then we're building on top of that base that we already had that we didn't fix originally.
Yeah, and you're going to be fighting with her shape too when you color correct, right? So just may as well just
try to get them as light as possible. Yeah, because her shape, like...
Yeah, that's good you're being patient because a lot of people, it's important to know that why it's important to be patient because a lot of clients don't want to do it. Yeah. But they want this certain result and you have to like...
Well, and then she even said she talked to somebody and they were telling her like, oh, you got to take those scabs off there. Like the scabs are like the gold. Like you do not want to take those scabs off there. You got to let those, you want them to last as long and be as gnarly and as hard and crunchy as possible, dry as possible, because then the scabs are what is lifting the pigment up out of the skin. So if you knock those off too soon, you destroyed the whole procedure you just had done. You're going to have more. So, and you could cause scarring.
Yeah. And when you say scabs, Amber, in case there's like any clients listening, like I feel like that could be kind of scary. Mm-hmm. So obviously we know what scabs are, but that's part of the process, because like if you get a tattoo, like you're probably not going to scab as much as you would in your brows. Yeah. But it's really important to see that.
It's because we're letting the fluids build up on the surface. We want the buildup because the buildup is where it's key for those to then fall off naturally and grab onto as much as they possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, and I say it's like the opposite of tattooing, right? Like you get a traditional tattoo, you're putting, you want the scabs to stay because, what does it do? It pulls the color out, right? Yeah. So like with this, because Lift works with reverse osmosis, I mean, that's how it's lightening as, like Amber just explained, the pigment's coming out with the scabs. So, and the person that told me to take the scabs off subsequently is certified in Lift 2 and knows better. So that's even more wild.
Which is wild. Like there's so much misinformation just in it's like you gotta be real careful with where you're getting your information from these days. Because I see some crazy... Was it you I was telling earlier that somebody on a post was saying underneath my Lift post, she wasn't being negative, but she was like, laser is bad and clients shouldn't do laser. It pushes it out through their body. I'm like, huh? Like, yeah, kind of, but to each their own. Yeah. I mean, not one is bad, not one, like,
there's a time and a place, like we talked about.
There's a time and a place for both, so I don't know why you would come on a post and be like, nobody should ever do laser. I'm like, what? Like, sometimes I would rather somebody do laser if they're wanting to remove a whole thing. Like I said earlier, if they want to remove something completely, I just don't want the headache, and I don't want mostly to deal with the clients for such a process. But, so it's like, send them off to laser, let them deal with that, and I'll put the new brow on. But it's wild. Just the outlook and I get it. Some people don't want to do laser because it goes out through your lymphatic system. That's fair to say. But to tell people, like, clients shouldn't do it, that's wild.
But when you're getting a tattoo, that's going to your lymphatic system too, right? That ink is going to
I think that's how it slowly carries away, so that's how it fades.
I mean, but I think people don't... Yeah, I mean, her delivery on that was not well thought out, clearly. But it
was more for the image, I think. Not maybe she necessarily doesn't know it's important to have it there, but the image of what... Yeah, we won't get into all that.
Laser can take out certain colors too, and that's where you need Lift, right? And I don't know. I know that they are lasering eyeliner now, but you know, before, like, you couldn't. There was certain things that you couldn't have done with laser, which is where, alternative removal. Process made sense, and I think it still does.
I do Lift on eyeliner. So how often? Yeah, so often.
I would much me personally and I have horrible eyeliner. Like, that was a whole nother whatever. Same person that did my brows, but I would much rather have Lift done and go that route for eyeliner than doing laser. That's me personally.
I had the worst eyeliner that I've ever seen, ever, and she tried to convince me to do Lift on her, and there's no way in hell I would have ever attempted it. It was just blacked out, top and bottom, blacked out, like solid. And I sent her to shout out to Texas. He's in Texas.
Yeah.
But she actually went to see him, and I think they're going to have pretty good results
Del
with
Rosa?
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he took her on. He was like, "Thanks, Amber, for recommended her." There comes to a point, like I went to dinner with Taryn, like this was a couple months back, but I did something, and then it's like, you know how you have all the puzzle pieces, but sometimes they don't always connect at the right time. Mm-hmm. So I did a procedure, and I was like, after the procedure, I was like, oh, fuck. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Yeah. Because I started thinking, I was like, oh. Like with thick eyeliners, they can have problems healing because they get stuck on our hooded ass lids, right? So they get stuck up under there, and then it can't breathe. Well, her eyeliner was so thick. And I did lift. It was all the way up on her eyelid. Oh, and wow. I did do lift on it. Yeah. But I did it twice before I had these thoughts where I was like, oh, my God, she could have a really bad complication, like, from doing this. And then I was thinking, she was fine. Everything went fine. No issues. She healed good. And actually, she came back. She's wanting a third session. But after now of having these thoughts, I don't know. But it's like I just didn't think of that at first, the healing of it. Because I'm like, oh, she gets an eye infection? That's not going to be good. Like, and I can't breathe. And then I showed Taryn the photo. I showed her the photo at dinner, and she's like, yeah, I probably would have put that into 2 sessions, Amber. And I'm like, fuck. Like, you're not making me feel any better. Like, and she's like, well, how did she heal? And I was like, well, she healed fine. Like, thank God. But it's like, we all do our best. It's not like I'm, like, trying to harm anybody or anything.
Of course not.
And I'm like, I do lift all the time on eyeliner, but it's like also to know when to pump your brakes. Like, so when I saw this one that emailed trying to convince me to do it, like, but that's how we grow as artists, too.
True. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's kind of scary to say, but there's been times I've done things where I'm like, I've color corrected solid, almost black eyebrows, and it worked. But just because it worked that one time doesn't mean it'll work on everybody, because then I've done a light gray and it didn't do anything. I've done so many different corrections. I'm like, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So now I tell people that. But it's just like same thing with that. I do eyeliner all the time with lift, but I just didn't think, it just didn't dawn on me like, hey, that's a lot of trauma to a freaking eyelid. Like, what the hell are you doing? Yeah. But she was fine.
Yeah.
But we have to push our limits a little bit
now
sometimes.
In the future, too, to think about that.
Yeah, I probably will separate it into 2 sessions, so just be mindful of how much you're doing. But she was fine. She didn't, she sat well. It wasn't super overly juicy like I wish she would have been, but I don't know.
Well, certain clients for certain things, too, right? So it's important to know that as well.
Yeah. I always say never, too, because you just... I probably will do it again someday. Yeah. Like, I don't know. Like, if I think they're down and I'm down and it feels safe, then all right, let's try it.
Well, and I think it depends on the person, right? Like, if you're telling them, like, these are the, the things that could go wrong or this, and you can't guarantee, of course, we can never guarantee anything, but, I mean, I
just wish I probably would have went into it a little more cautious. Yeah. I wish that little red, because I'm really pretty good about listening to my gut on certain things. Yeah. But I just wish something would have been like, ding. Like, healing, Amber, healing of this eyeliner. How's it going to look? Because then I'm like, oh, my God, for whatever reason, when you do lightening on eyeliner, it blows up. Yeah. Like, and not to be scary, but it gets super bruisey and puffy and swollen for days. And I'm like, I don't know why that didn't trigger in my brain to think, oh my gosh.
It's okay. The more you know.
You live and you learn.
Rainbow.
Rainbow.
Have you done lift on anybody? Are you?
Just tattoos.
Just tattoos.
I mean, I am certified.
Yeah.
You certified me.
You haven't.
Yeah. I've just done tattoos. I haven't done any permanent makeup, but part of that was because I wasn't allowed to do it at my other place. So, because she
just make sure your insurance covers it.
My insurance does, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, first thing I checked. Yeah.
I think some people forget to ask that little thing.
Yeah, I can use the word removal. I don't have to use lightning, which is kind of cool too. But and my supervisor now is certified in lift, and
cool.
She's done brows, and so
very cool.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to do more of it. Another reason why I wanted to go through the process too, just myself with my brows. So I've been through the process and I know
that's really good.
How it,
Yeah, you got to know in order to sell it, explain it, all of it.
She's had lightning done on her tattoos and stuff too.
Tracy did it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah, I still need to hit that yellow part, but that's a good point that you made earlier about the lasers not hitting like certain colors. Like, so I'd be a good candidate to do lift.
You would, because the laser isn't gonna. Yeah.
Get that.
And didn't Bree tell you that too? She said something about your colors and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
We have a girl that's doing laser tattoo removal in the studio now. So
nice.
So it's good to have two different views. Yeah. Like I just handed a brow off to her because the lady got impatient and is like, I'm like, go laser then. I don't care. And it's the same price, so it doesn't matter either way.
Yeah. Well, and it definitely time and place for both, for everything.
Absolutely. So absolutely.
Yeah.
All right.
So don't let removal scare you. Yeah. If you need to get it done. Be patient because the outcome will be much better.
Yeah, and a lot of people say it's not too bad. So how was today pain level on your brows? How was the lightning?
I think 10. It's
pain.
3.
Yeah, it's not too bad,
I think it's not anything worse than getting having it done in terms of
I think so.
tattooed.
Yeah.
So, the solution stings a little bit, but I think the sting is good because that means it's stinging, right?
Yeah.
So,
And we numb you, so.
Can you see them?
Yeah, I can see them.
They look brown from over here.
Look brown.
Do they?
Because it's a color theory.
Okay, a little tidbit.
Oh, yeah, now we're getting the color theory.
Some red, mixed with some blue. So she's getting a little bit of a brown over there.
Yeah. So
a little mucky, but
it's ugly. You go through the ugly phase for a hot minute, and it looks weird and whatever. But I just put on a baseball cap, and it is what it is.
Pushing.
You gotta, but
do what you gotta do.
You gotta,
But your brows done right the first time, though, so you don't have to go through the
100%. Yes, 100%. And don't be cheap.
Don't be cheap.
Don't be cheap. Yeah. Go to a good artist.
Yes.
Go to a good artist.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yeah. We'll save you in the long run.
All right, guys. Anything else last minute?
No.
Tracy, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
So fun.
It was fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with all of them.
Always great to come see you guys. I love it.
Yeah. Same.
All right. Thank you for joining us. And
I'm like, get the heck up out of here. We're over time. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
All right, guys. See you later.
Bye.